Okay guys, so today we'll try to draw a realistic human figure. We'll start with an easier pose reference. Before I start drawing, I'll try to capture the shape of the head. If you are not familiar with drawing a head, you can use a box as a replacement. Some people might have a problem when it comes to drawing human figures, which is drawing a figure that looks very stiff. If you draw the center line straight like how I did here, the human figure will turn out weird and stiff. So the center line is actually not a straight line. If we start from the neck, we can actually see that this is the real center line. This is what I mentioned just now, the line of action. So when I'm drawing the line of action, I'll try to exaggerate it a little bit. Back to the reference, I'll find the shoulder line and the pelvis line. As you can see, they both have different direction, so when I'm drawing it, I'll follow the direction based on the reference. Then I'll try to capture the shape of the body using these lines to make sure that the curve is good enough. Based on the reference, we can see that the box of the pelvis looks something like this, and the box for the upper body looks like this. So when I'm drawing here, I'll try to follow the direction based on the reference. Remember to make the neck higher a little bit, or else it'll look shorter after we add on the muscles. Let's not draw the legs first, and here we have our base for the human figure. Next, we'll make it into at one simple form. Let's look at the shoulder on the reference. If the hand is lifting up, we can place the shoulder here. If the hand is normal, then it's fine. But if it's lifting up, the shoulder will goes up consequently. So I'll make the shoulder higher here as the hand is lifting up. For the other hand, it's facing down, so the placement of the shoulder will be as usual. So this is what we need to keep in mind when placing the shoulders. I'll draw a few lines here to connect. And also this is a female figure, so I'll add on the chest shape in front. For the lower body, we'll draw the side first, and we'll connect it. And here we'll draw the lines to connect it with the upper body. And also the line wrapping around here. After doing all those, we'll draw two big spheres and the base is done. Next, we'll add on the limbs. Sometimes we might notice that the head is a bit small, so we can adjust it accordingly to make it look more balanced. So the next question is, how long should we draw the legs? If we draw the legs too short, it might seem deformed. So we can't draw the legs too short. If it's too long, it will also look kind of weird. So what is the actual length for the legs? Let's look at the reference. Starting from the bottom of the pelvis to the feet, this will be the length of the legs. Usually the length for legs will be similar to the length of the head to body. So based on this, we will know that to know the length of the legs, we will need to find out how long is the head and body. Hence, I'll mark two lines here to calculate the length of the head and body. Then we'll take the length we got and bring it down. It can be slightly longer. And here we have the length of the legs. After knowing the length of the legs, here comes another question. So you can see When I use straight line to draw the legs, it doesn't really look appealing. So in order to make it look better, first we gotta find out the S line of the legs. You can either draw it inwards or outwards. I'll draw it inwards. As you can see, I'm drawing the line like an alphabet S. So when I'm drawing the S line, the rhythm I use is like this. 1, 2. This is the first S line. After drawing the first S line, I'll cut it in half here. The circle here will be slightly bigger than the circle here. And I'll start drawing the form, and here you got the second S line. Remember that I mentioned before, the back of the tie is a S line. So same goes to the other side. Draw out the S line here and find the form of the tie. Next, for the ankles, I've mentioned it before that it's a plate here. So I'll try to capture the shape of the plate here. After doing that, I'll use the rhythm 1, 2. If it's for the side that's facing outwards, I'll always use this 2 rhythm. And the line will then connect it to the tie. Next, for the other side, here will be 1, 2, 3. Same goes for here, 1, 2, 3. And there we go for the calves. That's all for the legs. Next, we go to the arms. Sometimes we draw the arm too long. Or sometimes too short. So how do we know the exact size for the arm? If we are drawing front view, I'll look at the length between the shoulders. As you can see, the length of the upper arm is same as the length between the shoulders. So the upper arm will not be longer than the length between the shoulder. So when I'm drawing upper arm, I'll measure and compare it with the length of the shoulder. After that, I'll bring the same length down below here. Same goes to here. It's the same length. So if we are drawing female, we'll draw the upper arm as a cylinder. After that, I'll find the plate of the wrist and the direction of the elbow. For this is not needed. So I'll draw the plate based on the reference and draw the hand. We can see that the thumb is here and the pinky is at the back. So we'll draw here as 1, 2, 3. And the other side I'll draw it with 1 and 2 to capture the shape of the arm. Sometimes we might make the arms a little too big, so we can adjust it accordingly. Sometimes I'll also use Ctrl T and place the anchor point here so we can move it around like this. And I'll use this method to tweak the pose. Same goes for here. For here, we need to draw the triangle plate. And also the wrist plate. So by the look at the reference, we will know that the pinky finger is here. So we'll use 1, 2 rhythm. For the other side, we'll use 1, 2, 3. 3 rhythms to connect it. We can adjust the thickness to make it look more natural. We can also use the same method for the lower limbs. For example, I think that the leg here doesn't look natural enough, so I'll use Ctrl T and push it over. So that's all for the female figure. Next, we will move on to drawing male figure.